Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to the hopeful elect brothers out there pushing this truth. All right, the elder Malcolm had put this video in the in our orders room, and it's some good information in it. Although the only issue is that they have a bias towards Trump, which you'll hear them say certain things like basically as if Trump is naive and doesn't know what's going on. But Trump is just in the pocket of the elites, man. And if it was an assassination attempt, they would have just done it. But also going into this whole Agenda 25 thing, they do. The elites want to operate America without a president, so they can lock down the states and then create a martial law. It's funny. I was just watching the show The Boys, and they showed that that's what they were. And it's all in the comics as well. That they were going to form a coup, and that the president gets assassinated. But in the show, the way that they have it is that the vice president ends up getting assassinated or whatever, even though they wanted the Trump-like figure to be assassinated. It ended up being the vice president, and they were still able to lock things down and look for terrorists, homegrown terrorists under the Patriot Act, which is all this is going to boil down into, and they've been setting it up for a long time. As far as Trump, hey man, he's in the pocket of the elites. He knows exactly what's going on. But this is 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14. Actually, I'm starting at verse 13. It says, "For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Hamashiach." Right? Because you had Alex Jones, in which Alex Jones more than likely might be set up himself. Candace Owens pushing these different products to you preppers as if America's going to go on. When you watch these shows, but you had this guy Alex Jones bigging up Trump, how he's such a God-fearing and old-fashioned, as if he's a real conservative, a man for the people that's going to bring back America. Hey, well, that in that show, InfoWars, man, this shows you that this guy is either set up or he's completely naive as to what's going to happen, especially to America, man. All the things that they were naming, during the show. I believe Candace might have brought up the Native American Indian because she had, she said how she got basically almost got canceled for likening unto the Holocaust, which the Holocaust was a hollow hoax. The amount of people that were there, the amount of so-called Jews that were there in Poland, doesn't amount to the death toll. But that's a whole nother story. Whole point being is that, Alex Jones, that they brought up a situation with Gad. But guess what? That's the reason why America's going to pay for its destruction towards the so-called Native American Indian and towards the so-called blacks and the Hispanics, man. And there's no way around that, man. There's no bringing back this place that the Most High has prophesied is going to fail. It's had its run. Now it's time for it to end. But I'll let some of the video play.
And all this stuff going on, and people coming over to the house and closing the door, and people in briefcases coming out and stuff. So I was never brought into any of it. I just was seeing it, so I was obviously attracted to it. Does that make sense?
So he's telling his story
that's
on
why
how
I
he
just
knows
as a
this
layperson
information
have been reading about this
that he
since
knows
I was like
so
8
well.
years old. Okay, because these books and things were just all over the house, manuals, you name it, maps, just data everywhere, just books all over the place. And it was like that at my other family house. And so I was immersed on the edge of the permanent state, of the deep state, of the stuff that was going on. And so that's kind of seeped into me. And I understand people tune into this and they hear me rattling all this off and it sounds crazy. You can take any little piece of what we said, search it, look it up, and it's even mainstream news. So that's what's so crazy. And most of the deep state is not just mind control and assassin teams and stuff. The deep state is 30 years ago. They have these facilities all over the country that he classified it 10 years ago with cows that can grow up humanoid clones in them that they actually harvest organs from. Now you can type in human animal hybrids are gestating at ranches across the U.S. That was in MIT Quarterly and Wired Magazine about 8, 9 years ago. People said Alex Jones is right. It was in the medical literature about the humanoid clones. It's something they don't parade around. So when you talk about the deep state, folks, that's the people think of the deep state as guys coming to kill you. That is seen, and their top scientists said this back in the '60s. Julian Huxley was actually the head of the UN program running this. His brother was Aldous Huxley, and Huxley wrote Brave New World Revisited and said the future is not 1984 guns and black boots and boot on the face. It's turning humans into cyborgs. It's genetically engineering you. It's drugging your food and water until everyone is mind controlled. And he said, so Brave New World that he wrote in 32, which now has come true today, he said is really a execution manual. Now, moving away from that to your most important question, and I appreciate you letting me say that, Candace. I'm just giving folks some other big rabbit holes to go down. They'll be blown away by it and instantly see I'm telling the truth. Most people watch and go, that's not true what I just said about humanoid clones. And they're just going to pull it up. It's going to be MIT magazine, and you'll be reading it. So, 35 years ago, they had goats that are part spider that create body armor in their milk for the military and their secret programs where it's like, millimeter thick and bullets just bounce off of it. It's like literally Spider-Man. So Google spider goats. So this is why they hate Trump. He's never been read in to all the secret stuff. He's not part of the scientific mad scientist cult. They want deindustrialization. They want a post-industrial world. They want to cut the resources off and use that to subjugate people with a global social credit score. Trump wants hotels and golf courses and casinos and good.
It's presented that Trump wants hotels, casinos, and to bring back the good old days and the joy and the fun and the bread and circus. That bread and circus was used as a ploy to keep Americans in the dark, man. It was not. It's not something that the elites wanted to use to keep this place going or make what this place is about. No, all that was used to make Americans feel like that's the reason why Trump is popular, because people are gonna follow him until their deaths. But he's being used as a coup, man. This is Daniel chapter 6. Verse 2, it says, and over these three presidents of whom Daniel was first, the princes might give accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage. So that's the reason why presidents were set up, man. All right, so it looks like this person is operating a certain thing. Like the way it looks is if Trump is operating his own candidacy by himself, and that there is no hidden hand going on behind him. But guess what it is? All right, otherwise he would have been actually assassinated. Ain't no all the high winds. Nah, man, this dude would have been dead. As a matter of fact, what's so cool about a sniper rifle is that it's so powerful that you can shoot through a motherfucker and still kill the second person. So if this person, if it was really set up in this way for the elites to actually want to off Trump, then they would have. Plus, they already put it in all their, into some of their satire, like The Simpsons, which showed you a dead Trump. If that was the case, this guy would have never even ran for office, because it talked about him being elected president in The Simpsons, which that's Esau's version of his prophecies coming to pass, of him putting things in satire and his predictions of what he plans to do into shows, just like even with what a Family Guy said, oh yeah, we called it when it came down to Bruce Jenner turning into a transgender, or whatever. Hey, but that just goes to show you that it's the elites orchestrating these plans and telling certain things to certain groups of people to keep these things afloat. But this is Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. Actually, I'm going to start at verse 14. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder, for the wisdom of the wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. Right? Because the Most High is revealing all these things to men that come from a lower walk of life, men who don't have the majority of the money, All right. And the elites are trying to find out, well, how do we find these things out that they spent billions and trillions of dollars to hide? Well, it's because the Most High has revealed these things, man. All right. Yeah, these things are confounding different scholars and those of a rank that came from a seminary school or the wisdom of this world, which is blinded by staying in the rat race and not seeing what's truly going on, man. The average person isn't worried that it's been storms throughout the U.S. and over across the world, as well as things like this with this whole Trump thing. If they do talk about it, they think it's either he set it up, to gain more fandom. Which hey, this dude he already has that infamy, as well as the celebrity of being liked or known. He's popular already. He didn't need to do something like that, man. That was just something that's set up through the elites, for one, to keep his ass in pocket, because that's definitely one of the reasons why that happened, as well as it's set up to show y'all, sooner or later they might just suspend this election, man. You know, they're probably going to suspend this election based on that there's no real candidate to run against Trump, or there's no candidate to run against Biden, and it's becoming too dangerous, and they're gonna have to lock down the public because the public is getting too wild over an election. They're gonna come with all types of excuses, but guess what? The Lord spoke about these things first. This is Isaiah 29:15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahweh, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us? Who knoweth us? The Most High sees, man. All right, because even if they don't suspend this election, it's going to be something that's going to happen in the beginning of January, man. That's going to change the face of how we look at things, just like it did in 2020. Because they're trying to come back with the C119. They're trying to come back with that in full effect, as well as these other diseases that are coming out, man. All right, what was it? Bird flu that was in Mexico and hitting that region of the earth. Man, this devil's gonna come out with all types of shit because he knows that he has but a short time. But I'm gonna let some of this play.
Times, baby. And Trump is happy with how humanity operates and likes his wife and likes his kids and likes his grandkids and is really very smart in ways, but also very old fashioned. His family was very old fashioned. He's just very Americana, very straightforward. And he sees all this destructiveness and is now learning about what's happening. And so now he knows a lot more. I'd say 10,000 times what he knew just 6, 7 years ago. So now he gets the deep state. Now he understands how this stuff's operating. I mean, I would tell Trump 7 years ago, hey, or 6 years ago, you got to get Fiona Hill and McMaster out. They both work for Soros. Here's the evidence. And you'd see a headline 2 days later. General Kelly's main job.
So you think that he didn't know that they work for George Soros? You think he didn't know about BLM and Antifa and George Soros, man? Trump knew these things, man. For one, to have the type of celebrity that Trump has, that means he's rubbed elbows with a lot of important and powerful people, man. So he's not in the dark. All right? As a matter of fact, you Negroes are fooled, but hey, most of these so-called white people that are in hand with Esau, they might not tell their celebrity or different types of Negroes their plans, but they definitely telling the lesser luminaries. What was I gonna get? Actually, I'm just, what's it in Ezekiel? Just gonna get the other one, but I'm gonna get this in Ezekiel, the 28th chapter. I'm starting at verse 1. This is Ezekiel 28:1. The word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, which today that would be Esau Edom, the elites. The official king is really, although Trump is somewhat of a king. A president is like a king, but the true king is the elites of the Edomites of the tribe of Amalek, man, which would be those 13 different bloodlines that call themselves to be Jewish, and they know that they go back to Esau, Edom. All right. Thus saith the Lord God, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am the Most High. I sit in the seat of the Most High, in the midst of the seas. Yet thou art a man and not God, though thou set thine heart as the heart of the Most High. Right, because like Alex Jones was going into, this man wants to connect man to their technology, and he wants to be able to track and control man completely, and control his spirit, his soul, control your dreams, all that shit, man. Madness. It says, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that can hide from thee. Right, because this man, shit, they even showed you that in that show Lovecraft Country, how this man's been doing witchcraft, and it says through thine enchantments, has thou gotten thy riches, man. You know how this devil is, he's been prolonging this place through the different witchcrafts, man. All right. And he's been plaguing the people with diverse desires and soothsaying, man. On every corner you have consume and want and desire and covetousness. And this is how this place is set up. All right. This devil has put this whole place into a system of wickedness that works towards him. All right. But the Most High is going to come and he's going to destroy this place, man. All right. The Most High has revealed these things to you on the left-hand side. He set Satan as your right hand, but at the same time, Satan works for the Most High, and he's going to bring you down. All right, this new technological age that you're trying to bring about with this new world order is not going to work. All right, the Lord's going to allow you to set it up so he can bring it down. But I'm gonna let some more of this play, then I'm gonna get ready to end it off soon.
I was keeping Trump away from InfoWars. And so they went completely ape, not even so much for what I was saying on air, but what I was giving Roger Stone, when I was talking to Trump, and I had law firms preparing briefings for him, top law firms, top ones in the country, and getting him that information in, because you'd say, give me a report on that. So
Hola, ¿estás aburrido o aburrida? Te tengo una noticia que te salvará de esos días.
Got Trump quite a few reports, and that's when they flipped out. So, and I'm not talking about myself here. I'm just saying they're scared of this growing process with Trump. He now knows how the deep state operates. He knows how Obama left stay-behind networks through the Defense Authorization Act of 2017 inside the government with billions of dollars of funding to oppose him. That's why they called him a Russian publicly, because they were using that designation as him being a foreign asset to then unleash all these clandestine operations on him and his supporters. And they did it through the Countering Foreign Disinformation Propaganda Act and a bunch of other things nested in the Defense Authorization Act that Obama signed before he left office in early January of 2017. And so they know that Trump has a whole nother plan to expand all sorts of economic operations around the world, to basically tear down totalitarian walls just through success. And so he will destroy their entire world government system. And you all know Harari came out, the spokesperson for the WEF.
Well, let me push back here. So if I'm trying to debate you on that, I would say, okay, but Alex, why not just let him be president for 4 years and then implement your world war government system?
The reason why that's not going to happen, and Biden, not Biden, but Alex Jones basically just said it, is because they don't want that system. They don't want that system. All right, and even with Trump, he doesn't want that system. That system, this old system, is worn out and tore up, and they're done with it. All right, now is the time for complete control. All right, this devil, he doesn't want to prolong this anymore. Neither does the Most High. But I'm going to get this in Revelation chapter 12, verse 10, because here's the answer to that before she says her statement. All right. The answer to why they don't want to do this is because of this. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time. And the devil being a deceiver. All right. He's a deceiver. That's why all this is set up. He's setting everything up to deceive so that he can continue his plan. All right, that's the reason why they don't want. Why would they do that? Why would they want 4 more years of luxuriousness of you being happy and you making money? That makes no sense. So you can acquire certain assets to further fight against their agenda. No. What they want to do is they see that America's weak right now. They're going to strengthen everything in the world with this digital dollar, man. All right. This is going to be the currency that's going to help all nations, so to speak, because all their currencies are under the OPEC dollar, which is still that American dollar, which is making it hard for these other nations to move on from. All right. That was the whole point of the APEC. It was to make it so that they would never be able to topple over the dollar. It made the dollar all powerful. So although you have these Brexits and these different nations and countries trying to band together to make a more financially silver or gold backed currency, that shit's not gonna happen. That's the reason why they're trying to go and press for this digital mark. You know, that's that one currency that's gonna unite the earth, so to speak, man. This is what they're all gonna be under, man. That one language, which is that English. All right, nothing else. They don't want to bring back the old system. All right. What's the word that they use? For lack of better words, is insufficient. Uh, you know, it's no point in using it anymore, man. All right.
After how much, how can you just wait 4 years before you can implement it? How much damage can Trump do if that's your ultimate goal, if you just let him be president for 4 years?
Atlantic Monthly.
Why try to kill him?
Yeah, well.
And even if he is president for 4 years, because if they at least want to try to kill him, they don't miss. As you can see, what happened to JFK. You know, nobody knew for years there was this whole driver that turned around quick and blasted him in the head, man. All right. Although you had other shots being let off on the grassy knoll. All right. It was this driver that turned around and shot him. You know, if the elites want your ass dead, you're going to be dead. All right. They're going to put somebody in your cabinet. They're going to put somebody in your Secret Service to knock your ass off. It's not going to be hard. All right. As a matter of fact, they could just send a drone over your ass and shoot your ass. It's so many different ways. If they at least wanted this guy dead, he'd be dead already, man. All right. But even if he was to be president, these things are still going to happen. And you people are going to wake up and finally see that, man. You know, just like the one guy, you know, he had burned himself and sustained some very life-threatening burns. You know, what he said? He said Trident. He said it's like Trident. He said Trump and Biden are working together. You know, right before he set himself ablaze, and those probably, you know, some type of ritual that they used to do, or, you know, the dude could have just been bugged out. But what he said was the truth. All right.
Because they can't. The whole world's turning against him. Xi Jinping broke with Obama 10 years ago, and he's not working with the globalists like he was. He's a totalitarian and terrible, but he's his own system now. Russia is broken with the globalist. The EU is falling apart. There's a global political awakening and realignment. And they say...
That's why they want war. That's why they want war.
They need war to prop up their Anglo-American establishment. And for new viewers, I'm not bashing white people. When Putin calls the West the Anglo-Americans, that's the ancient name of the group that's passed on power from William the Conqueror on through the British Empire merging with the U.S. Empire.
And Anglo doesn't mean white. Esau, the so-called white man, has called himself an Anglo-Saxon, but the Anglo-Saxons, the original Brits, were black. All right, they were so-called black people. You know, that was one of the empires that was going down at the time when we fell. All right, one of the last kingdoms we had was over Britain. And those were so-called black people, man. Anglo-Saxon means angelic sons of Isaac. All right. It doesn't mean Angles. How they always try to say that England, it means Angles. No, it means angelic sons of Isaac. All right. Angelica. All right. That's where you get the English language. That's where you get the word England from.
Winston Churchill called it the Anglo-American Empire in his 3-volume set, History of the English-Speaking People. So So Putin addresses them in the ancient tongue. Because I mean, if it's a real political level, it's like Dune, the houses. They talk about all the old scores, and that's why Putin with Tucker
Tucker.
spoke like an hour about the history of Russia and stuff, because that's what really matters to those people, and they understand how long these wars with the Anglo-Americans have been going. So the Anglo-American empire is falling apart, and Macron has said it. The Financial Times has said it. Atlantic Monthly said it. Yuval Harari said it Sunday. He said, and I played the clip of my show yesterday, he said, if we don't take out Trump and if he becomes the president, the new world order system is going to collapse, and our world government is going to fail. Okay?
So basically, and I actually think I can see your perspective on this, it does feel like they're growing increasingly erratic, and you do see and you feel this awakening happen. Like these topics that you and I are talking about right now, you could not speak about this 6 years ago without just being completely canceled and called a crazy person. And now people are seeing how sinister the government is. And so there does seem to be this desperation, and they realize they don't really have 4 years before the whole world is awakened to what they're doing, and they're desperate. I mean, these people are psychopaths. They will do anything to hold on to power. And that's why I've been saying to my audience, I've been saying this for years, they want war with Russia and Iran. They want war. They're going to figure.
And that was the whole point of me even bringing this out. Because what she said is true. They do want war with Russia and Iran, man. And they're going to get it, all right? They're going to get a war with Russia and Iran. All right, but this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Yeah, the Lord is bringing these words out, you know, these things out that these guys are trying to do, that the elites are trying to do. And even, you know, some of these peon people like Candace Owens, hey, she's not of the elect. She's not of the 1/3, lest she repents. You know, then she could be a part of the 1/3, maybe be a wife because she's an Israelite. Alex Jones isn't of the elect, lest he repents. He might be a part of the 1/3. But these are people that the Lord is giving insight to explain these things so that nobody can say that they didn't know what was going on. All right. And then you have the prophets to take these things and pick the meat off the bones and give it to you how it's supposed to be delivered with 100% truth. All right. But this is reading that 2 Corinthians 2:11. Let's say that you get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Because hey, it's been going throughout the earth what the new world order is, what it consists of. All right. And it starts with much war and tribulation, man. It's going to come to this soil, famines, great famines, man. But this is second Ezra chapter 15, verse 27. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. That's the reason why it's been great wars going on in the Middle East right now, as of today, and it's going to get worse. With the Houthis and the Shiites, all right, going against Israel. Sooner or later, America's going to be backed into that war with Russia and Iran, because that's what it's all about. Because what was it? The Israelis were trying to invade Iran. They were having war with Iran, and then they turned around and packed tail to go, see about, the land, man, to go see about what was going on in the land when the war was breaking out. All right, but it says, and with great power shall they come and join with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. And that's what's going on right now, man. All right. You have the different Muslims of the Muslim world that are banded together to fight against this devil. And then the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. That's why it says that Ishmael shall be a wild man. All right, because the majority of those Muslims and Arabs are of the nation of Ishmael. Like it says, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna get that real quick. This is Genesis chapter 16, verse 11. And the angel of the Lord Yahweh said unto her, Behold, thou art with child. This is talking to Hagar, the Egyptian. And shall bear a son, and shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord Yahweh hath heard thy affliction. And he will be a wild man, and his hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. All right. And we see that happening today, man. That those Arabs, they may not all think about the joke from Family Guy with the dolphin. He said, not all terrorists are Arab, and not all Arabs are terrorists, but they are. Because it's like, hey, it's kind of easy to put some blame on some of them because they are pretty wild, man. Especially with these damn marches that's been going on throughout Chicago and different cities. Hey, they're pretty wild. They'll get down, man. They'll come in the bars pushing that damn, like, man. I was out with brothers. We was out somewhere. This guy came in the bar pushing his political agenda. It's like, dude, it's a time and a place, man. They're a bit wild. Like they use that as a game to start shit. Some of them, and that's why, like what I'm saying, it's easy to put the blame on these guys when it comes down to certain things. Just like with Jake, it's easy to put the Blake on the blame on Jake. Use them as a scapegoat because the average Jake is kind of bugged out, man. Certain things that the Esau uses as propaganda, and people play right into their hand. But hey, this spirit is going to be utilized upon Ishmael in these days, for this great war that the Most High is brewing up among the nations. All right. It says, and the dragon shall have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. Then these shall be troubled, bled, and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them and consume of them, and in their hosts shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. All right. So, hey, the Most High is about to bring a great war. It says, in clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, and they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm. So it's only going to get worse from here, man. All right. I'm going to end it off with playing this video. I'm going to get ready to end this video off as well. But hey, the key point that she said is that they want war. Yes, this war has to happen. And when war happens, it gets dangerously costly and hard to move around and very uncomfortable in lands that are at war, man. Because all the money goes towards the spending and the upkeep of the military. All right, making sure that they have food as well as housing facilities, as well as bullets for their guns, and everything's up to date, man. That nothing's too worn off or old, that is decaying or it moves slow. No, everything, all the funding is about to go towards war. All right, just like shit, billions of dollars went towards the war in Ukraine. It's all about war. While your citizens are over here starving and homeless, and you're making it illegal for them to be homeless, all right, you're sending money off to other countries to fund wars, man. And everybody's starting to get hip to that. All right. They're getting hip to what Biden is saying. And you're talking about peace summits and what did they call it? A ceasefire. They may talk about ceasefires, but it's not going to be a ceasefire, man. It's not going to last, man. The Lord wants this war to happen. All right. The elites want this war to happen. That's something we can agree on. So it's going to happen. All right. So with that, I'm going to end this lesson off, man, and understand that, that, hey, this is just a precursor of what's to come. The Lord is about to bring that thing, man. All right. It's about to get to that level of nuclear war. All right. They're already trying to blame Iran for the fact that Trump got, shot in the neck. Hey, you know what they own, man. You can see it. If the Lord gave you ears to see and ears to hear, man. It's like if the Lord gave you eyes to see and ears to hear. But with that, I'm going to end this lesson off and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekakwadash, Shalom, Abba Babal, and Kwam Yasharala.